Hello everyone, I am Ms. Susan from ATAGO. Thank you for joining today's webinar. So for today's webinar, I'll be talking about inline refractometers to manage wine. If there are any questions throughout the webinar, please write a question in the chat box and I'll be happy to answer them. For today's webinar, first I will talk about the ways to use a refractometer and then introduce our 3 scales for inline refractometer and show a video of what our inline refractometer looks like. So let me start our webinar. So first, the ways to use a refractometer. First is that refractometer measures the sugar content of grape must before fermentation. And the pre-fermentation Brix readings are a reliable indicator for the finished alcohol level. With the refractometer, traditionally, refractometers are used before fermentation occurs due to the process of sugar changing to alcohol. So when sugar is changing to alcohol, it affects the accuracy of the measurements. However, there are some people who still use inline refractometer for monitoring the curve of sugar. So after measuring the Brix percentage of the grape, the refractometer, which is installed at the production line or fermentation tank, shows the curve as the sugar decreases and the alcohol increases. So the value on the inline refractometer decreases or increases. So not looking at the numbers, but by actually looking at how the numbers changes, that provides us a guide of how fermented the sample is throughout the process. So the popular scales for winemaking Brix is a popular sugar scale. It is a popular sugar scale for winemakers. But not only Brix, but there are other scales that people use for measuring grape must. So ATAGO has 3 kinds of scales for inline refractometers for the wine industry, because depending on what country you are or our regions, there are a lot of different standards. So let me introduce our 3 inline wine management. So first is the BOME, second is the TA-1990. I'm sorry if I mispronounced this, but this is the tetra-alcohol metric, which is established in 1990. Some people might think that this is total acidity or titration acidity, but it is not. And thirdly, the scale that we have is Excellent, which is used in Germany. So first, let me talk about the BOME scale that we have. So just an example, BOME scales are used in France and Australia. The measurement range is from 0 to 21. The temperature range is from -15 to 160 degrees and 5 to 320 feet. But not only with the BOME, but the other 2 scales also has the same temperature range. So as the ATC, which is the automatic temperature compensation, which is from 10 to 40 degrees. And the accuracy for the BOME scale is ±0.2. So now let me talk about our TA-1990 scale. So TA-1990 scale is used in France. The measurement ranges from 0 to 26, and the temperature range in the ADC is the same as the BOME scale, and the accuracy is ±0.2. So the third inline refractometer that we have for wine is the Excellent scale. This is used in Germany. The measurement range is from 0 to 240. Temperature range is also the same as the Bowman and the TA-9090. So what's the ADC? And the accuracy is plus minus 1. So for people, some people might think that just by looking at the instrument, the image that we have over here, I'm sure some people can't imagine how it will be installed. Here is a picture on the right of how it is installed. So when installing in the pipeline, you will be needing a clamp and a ferrule. And by setting in the pipeline, you can also install the CM-800 Alpha. So let me show you a video of how our inline refractometer, which is a CM-800 Alpha for wine, is. I will be showing you a video which is a CM-800 Alpha, the TA-9090. So as you can see over here, here's the CM-800 Alpha, the TA-9090. As you can see, it's not small and it is not light, which is not a handy thing that I would say. And as you can see over here, the left 2 is the data output. There's a recorder and the RS232C. And on the right is DC24V, which is the power supply. This is the sample stage for the CM-800 Alpha. As you can see, it is flat. So if it's flat, you don't have to worry about samples building in. And when purchasing the inline CM-800 Alpha, there will also be a cable for the power supply. And this is how it looks like, the DC24V cable. And for the ferrule and for other things that I haven't shown, which you'll be needing in the pipeline, it will be an additional accessories. So for anyone who wants to install it in the pipeline or even tank, please contact us. So this is the introduction to the inline refractometer that we have for wine industry. Before ending the webinar, are there any questions? If there are no any questions after the webinar or any time, just send us an email at overseas@atago.net. Thank you for watching and have a good day.